Will start in just another maybe 1 minute, and then we'll be
Oh yeah,
starting
okay,
as soon as
absolutely.
people join in. So let's wait for 30 seconds or a minute, and yeah. Good. Perfect, it is started. Perfect. Hi guys. Hope you are doing good, doing well. So today's session is going to be quite exciting because I have Basabjit with me, who is sitting in Ireland, got hired from India, working there in Ireland. So we will be learning from him about his journey of getting hired abroad, what efforts he had put in, and what were his steps when he was looking for a job. So you will learn a lot of things from him about the European market, about the Irish market, so that it will help you also how you can plan your move when you are considering to move to Europe, you're considering to move to Ireland. So let us start. Hi Basjit. First of all,
Hi
thanks a lot.
Sandeep.
Yeah,
Good
thanks a lot.
afternoon
Yeah,
and
yeah.
good evening to you all.
Yeah, perfect, perfect. Thanks a lot for joining here and coming here, sharing your experience. So, yeah, can you please start with introduce yourself briefly about your background, what you do here in Ireland, so people know more about you. Yeah.
Hi everyone. Again, good afternoon, and this is Vasab. I am working as a technical infrastructure program manager with Amazon. So I am looking after the data center part of the AWS, so the physical infrastructure builds and the future planning part. So that is my portfolio out here in Amazon. Prior to joining with Amazon, I'm having around 17 plus years of experience, both in Indian as well as in the European market. Prior to moving to this Irish soil, I had been working with Booking.com in Netherlands, and for a year or so, I went back. Not a year, around 10 months, I went back to India for my personal exchanges. So uh, that's the whole background. I started off my career in telecom and shifted to a part of what you can say the infrastructure part of the build, and then I carried on my journey. So here I am.
Perfect, perfect. That's quite interesting. That okay, you started with telecom and now you are working into a cloud-based profile, and yeah, and I think that's totally different from telecom. If I'm not wrong, right?
Yeah,
Totally
absolutely.
different thing.
Because throughout my journey, what I try to do is that I always try to learn new things and make myself technology agnostic. Because your skills as a program manager should be technically sound, as well as technically agnostic as well, so that you can fit into any role that you may like. So
Yes,
that's the
perfect,
path that I
perfect.
chose for myself.
Perfect, perfect. That's so amazing. So let us move further. So first of and another thing, yeah, I want to highlight that okay, congratulations to you for getting a job. Of course, with your efforts at Amazon Ireland, that's a dream for many, and you are one of those who could fulfill it because that's a dream company for many guys, and that too in a different country. So it's a win-win from both angles. Perfect, perfect. Okay, let us go further. So, as you said that okay, initially you were working in Netherlands, you were on deputation, and then you had to, due to personal reasons, you had to move back to India, and then eventually you got the job again here in Ireland with your own efforts. So, that's wonderful. So, I want to know about like okay, how much difficult was it to get the job in a different country when you came back, you were looking for a job abroad, So first point, okay, what were you feeling, and then what were you thinking? Okay, what should I do, and what steps actually you took, and what was the kind of uh, challenges you were facing at that point of time? So that people can also understand, they can learn from your experience and background. Yeah.
Yeah. So first of all, Sandeep, thank you for giving me this platform so that I can be of any help to someone who is aspiring. So that is the number one. Number two is that yeah, I started my onward journey in the year 2021, basically post COVID. Then I tried for a broad job. And I got through this booking. That was not in deportation, so that was purely based out in Amsterdam. But yes, again, I had to return back in 2023 due to some personal issues with health of my parents. So that was it. That was the major reason that I had to return back, because there was no one except me to take care of them. So that taking that into consideration, that was the reason for me to come back. But again, uh, I joined TCS at that time. I do not want to name anything or anything like that, but mm, uh, it was very difficult for me to cope up with the Indian style of working, to be very honest with you. So once you have worked for certain organizations and the way of working in Europe or anywhere else in the world, it feels sometimes very much difficult to gel with the uh, what I can say, the way of working out here in India. So that was the major thing that provoked me to again move back to Europe, because that is where I used to ply my trade. So there I was, and after 6 months of getting back to India, I started my onward movement again, or I can say the search, basically, to make myself fit into the relevant roles that are available. So I took the help of CDA, as well as Sandeep, you are aware of that. So to as to get the CV, the basic thing that I wanted to get the help from you, Sandeep, and the CDA was to get my CV a bit more streamlined, so that I can get the calls, or at least the ATS screening can get. Well, I can get past those ATS screening round. So that was one of the way that I approached. So basically, what I did was the networking.
We'll talk about further journey. I want to go step by step. Sorry to interrupt you
Yeah,
on
yeah,
this.
sure.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, like you said that, okay, but I still want to understand, because I want to understand your struggles in terms of challenges in terms of looking for a job abroad. Like you said that, okay, you joined the CDA to to get the help in terms of CV and cover letter, for example. So why you had this thought, okay, I need the support, I need the guidance for my CV and cover letter? What was not working for you? So you had a communication with me on LinkedIn Live, and then we also had a long chat, I remember. And then in those days, LinkedIn was having LinkedIn audio events, which is not there now. So I think we spoke a couple of times, if I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
So
what was it which was stopping you from getting calls?
yeah, Sandeep. Basically, when you are working in a certain frame of mind, you forgot the main things, that or the basic building blocks, that I can say that the building blocks get missed out when you are building upon your career journey. So when I again restarted my when I thought of moving again back to Europe again, what I found out that there are jobs which are suitable, which I think, or I thought at that time, were suitable for my experience. But I was not getting the callbacks. I took on the retrospection journey. So what can be the major issues which may are which may be hindering the prospects of getting the calls. So then I through the LinkedIn itself, I got the contact of yours, and we had a long chat so that I can make the building blocks ready for the next leap. So when we had those discussions, Sandeep, you pointed it out regarding the criticalities of getting the CVs and the cover letters streamlined, so that because those are the main things which people look into it before gauging your experience or your expertise. So that's the way that I started again.
Got it, got it. So were you applying for the jobs at that point of time when we were having those chats? Were
No,
you
no,
already
no,
applying?
not really, not really. I started, as I mentioned, around 6 months when I again moved back to India. So I wanted to have it, what I can say, the streamline from the very first day. So when I checked for the job openings, there were few at those times, but I did not want to take the chance that applying for them and getting rejected. So. That's where I reached back to you, Sandeep. Is there anything that can be made better, uh, so that to just bring back the timelines? Because the timelines, you go on applying, you get the rejections, you have the heartbreaks. So I did not want to go into that loop.
That's amazing. Yeah, yeah. So at least you had this, how do I say? You were aware about, because most of the people are not aware. Okay, there can be things which can be improved when you are looking for a job, when you are not just CV, not just cover letter, be it interviews, be it any phase during the interview process, could be cultural round, could be behavioral, right? So those kind of things. So that's so wonderful. And yeah, like you said that, okay, you joined the city, right? And then when how many jobs you applied in total, when you had your CV and cover letter ready?
Five.
Sorry?
Five.
You applied 5 jobs. That's wonderful. And how many? I think you had multiple calls from multiple companies.
Yeah, I had from Google, I had from Amazon, and I had from my existing my erstwhile company Booking. So I had 3 out of 5. So that was a
Wow.
huge rate.
And yeah, these are the top giants of the world, I would say. And
Yeah.
5 out of 3, it's a 60%. People really dream for it. So that's amazing. So, but if I still say, like, if somebody is searching for the job abroad, right? So what would you say to that person when they are writing the CV, writing the cover letter? What kind of mistakes people make, and because of that, they don't get the calls?
The first and foremost is what people tend to do in their cover letters or in the resume is that they try to get much more elaborate on the projects that they are doing. So they spend a lot of time in the work that they had done in the past around 5 to 6 years ago. That really does not matter. Basically, the thing that is needed at that moment is that what is the value addition that you may or your profile may be bringing back to the organization where you intend to work. So you should be focusing on the value metrics that I did basically. So what is the project in terms of dollar value or the TCV that you are working on, or anything that had helped out the organization to bring what I can say, the economic improvement rather than the other things. So that are the things that should be taken as the first call. And before you start on with the journey, you should be very much okay with yourself that okay, you have to make your mindset that okay, this is the time that I want to go ahead, and this is the job profile or the job segment that I want to move into. Basically people when they try to get into this ongoing sessions, or when they try to move into the different countries, uh, they think that okay, my first goal is to get into that country. That should not be. You should be totally focused on the career progression, basically. So if you are a program manager, you should be thinking of in terms of your improvement as a person, or what you intend to do in your career, rather just not to be in a certain country and get a better way of life. No. So if you concentrate more on your academics and what are your aspirations, what are your strong goals, I think that should really help to uh, find out a decision within yourselves. Okay, I want to apply for these jobs, and when you are finding these jobs in LinkedIn or Indeed, you have to tailor your CV accordingly so that it speaks about your achievements.
Makes sense, makes sense. Okay, you said something. Okay, you should be talking numbers, you should be talking about technology in your CV. In short, that's what I say always, right? So you have tried to summarize that thing. But a lot of times I get this question from people that, okay, Sandeep, we know it's a game of tech, it's a game of numbers. Then what are you telling different to us in CDA? So maybe how do you answer that?
That's a very tricky, but at the same time, a very good question, Sandeep. So, yeah, my CV, as you are aware of it, we're having those things, but structuring them accordingly and making them fit for the keywords. Is what Sandeep and CDA helped a lot, because getting the keywords from the job postings and uh, getting them aligned with your CV so that the ATS recognizes them is what is the most important. So that there comes the biggest challenge and the help that Sandeep and CDA can do for the rest of the team. When you find out the jobs, you can tailor them accordingly. So that is something that is very important.
Amazing, amazing. So basically, yeah, it's a matter of to add some more explanation to it. It's a matter of timing. Like somebody is looking at your CV, somebody is looking at your cover letter. Then it's a timing that, okay, you're working as a cloud architect, right? They are looking for AWS architect. So the first message from your side is that should be that, okay, I'm working into AWS. I'm the technical project manager. Or they want your experience into particular area of cloud, so which they say, okay, this is the must have for you. So I should answer these questions, must have skills, on the first half page of the CV, because this is the time where you make or break your deal, right? Recruiter doesn't have time to go to the last page or to go to the last sentence of the first page, right? First 10 sentences or first 5 sentences of your CV decide whether you are going to, whether there is a chance to get the call or not, right?
Absolutely.
So that should be totally relatable to the job you are applying for. Yeah, of course, when you talk about the cover letter, it is more about having that connection, your motivation for that company. What is your story? How do you differentiate? What is your attitude towards work? How do you contribute to your job every day? So that's not just not about the technical, but your personality and motivation. So let's go further. Okay, so yeah, I that will be a personal question. When you were quite dicey, because it's normal. It's not only you. Anyone who comes uh, to join CDA, they have these kind of doubts. Okay, should I join or should I not join? You try to have multiple. You tried to join in multiple live calls, spoke with me multiple times on the LinkedIn audio events. So because I remember, like, if I still clearly remember, I think we spoke for a couple of months, but then when you joined, within a month you started getting calls. So decision time was longer than getting calls. So maybe just to help the guys understand, if they need help, if they need the guidance, and to cross that fence, okay, is it right for me or not? So what do you suggest there?
Like the first thing that I would first suggest to people is that you have to decide amongst yourself. So first thing, speak with you. What is your motivation? What you are wanting? Because everything is having financial terms attached to it. So you first you think twice, thrice take your time, and but when you are decided enough, you should be taking that leap. So you should be taking that decision that will help you to go on with the onward journey. So there should not be any point of return. So before making any such decision, you what would be my suggestion to the people is to take your time, make your mind, and then come back, and then take the professional help if needed, because sometimes you are you may be taking this journey for the first time, but the people who is on the other side had already taken that or helped people for multiple times, so they may be having a better what you can say experience, and experience matters.
Wonderful, wonderful. Let's go further to the further questions. Okay, uh, you said that okay, you got three calls out of five job applications, and those three were from the tier one companies: Booking, Amazon, Google. Why was so? Is it your profile was different, or what is exceptional? Because I'm sure a lot of guys would think, okay, Basbjit is a highly technical person coming from cloud, but there are thousands and thousands of people coming from cloud as a project manager. What was different in you which helped you get those calls?
Hi. So, Sandeep, that's a very good question. Uh, what I will say that there is nothing called luck. There is no luck factor. That
100%.
you should be taking into consideration from the day one. When you
Sorry to interrupt you. Luck can work one time, not three times.
yes, that there you when people think about okay by chance. So there is nothing that you should be taking when you are thinking about the next job. You should be well prepared. So the first thing is that uh, you have to find out the jobs which are relevant to your experience. You cannot just go on and apply for anything and everything. That's the one taboo you should be. There are thousands of jobs in the organization which offer this visa sponsorship, but you should be very plucky and choosy at the same time, so that it matches or it has relevance with the that you are having, and at the same time that your job responsibilities and what you have done in the past, that should be evident in the CV, and that should be evident to the person who is reading that in the first glance, that okay, this person can be of the help to the organization as well. It is a vice versa. Not only you are searching for the job, they are also searching for the right person to fill in.
Yes. So yeah, it's a matter of okay being relatable, developing that connection to the role, to the opening you are applying for, right? Showing your skill set which are relevant to the position. Yeah. So makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's go further. Okay, what was your feeling when so you had one offer, two offers, first of all?
I had one because I did not go ahead with multiple job interviews at the same time. So I Amazon was the first one, and the job responsibilities were much more inclined to my what I can say the career aspirations that I'm having. So I chose on that path. Mm, so I did not move ahead with the rest at the same time.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah. Okay, so let's go further. So yeah, my next question would be is so yeah. So how did you feel when you had that offer? How did you feel? What was your feeling? Okay, because you wanted to have it back, you wanted to work abroad because this is what you did earlier, and what was your feeling at that point of time when you got that offer?
Kind of achievement, the first thing
Amazing. Yeah, yeah. Yes,
yeah,
definitely. But yeah,
but
I would say
yes,
maybe more than that.
after when you pass on for an exam, after doing a lot of hard works preparing for the same, so it's all the same, what I can say, be it in your class 10s or 12s or your engineering or anything like that, when you're preparing for a big day, and at the end of the day, after giving 6 or 7 papers, if you are getting ahead for that. So it is really an achievement. So you should be congratulating yourself as well as your family who supported, as well as your mentors. So that is number one. And number two, getting over the line is something very difficult in the tier one organizations. What I can say, it's not only about getting selected for interviews. The interview rounds are, what I can say, are too strenuous. So
Yeah, like
you have to prepare for that very each and every step very meticulously. So you have to uh, I think Sandeep also has some interview guidelines as well. So you have to follow everything. You have to search in the YouTube. There are numerous sessions for each and every organizations. If it is tier one, there are having certain process and policies or how you should be answering them, and what should be your mode of answer, and what to expect, what not. So you have to plan. It is all about planning and dedication.
yes, yes. It's about okay how you prepare for that exam and then how well you perform on the exam day. So yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, so let's go further. Okay, uh, okay. Of course, I think my next question might because you lived in Europe earlier and then so that's why you came back. So anything you would say like you lived in you earlier you lived in Netherlands, right? Any other country other than Netherlands and Ireland?
No, not really. In terms of long term, there were short terms, but not long term.
Okay, okay. Then how would you differentiate both the countries in terms of work culture?
Uh, it's quite different. Ireland is much more inclined towards because it is having the US based or IT organizations foothold out here, like the AWS,
Yes.
Google, Meta. So
Yeah.
it's more inclined towards Europe than US way of working rather than European model. European model is much more sedated one, where you give much more importance to the family times or me times. But in Irish, it's if you are in the tier one organization or US based organization, your work does matter. So you have to make yourself ready or available each and every time the organization needs you. So this is, I think there is a shift in mindset basically between mainland Europe and Ireland.
So okay, so that means you are saying okay, it doesn't matter you are in Netherlands or Germany or Austria, then yeah, the culture would be pretty like a little bit laid back compared to Irish companies because yeah, they have the major yeah MNCs or like tier one companies have their headquarters for European headquarters there. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, Dublin is a place where you find all those headquarters, most of them. So yeah, okay, let's go further. Okay, so let's say somebody is moving permanently to any of the European countries, or per se your experience Ireland or Netherlands, right? So what kind of challenges the person can face to settle down initially in the beginning period or starting period? What can you expect, or what you can be better prepared when you are moving in? Yeah.
So, Sandeep, I would rather tackle, say this is a program in itself, because getting a job is just the beginning.
Yes.
Uh, Getting a job and settling in that job is totally a different ballgame, because as long as we are Indians and we have a specific mindset, and we work with a specific a set of peoples who are already inclined to what we are doing in India. So when you are first landing in a European country or anywhere in the world with a permanent job rather than on a deputation, you should be ready for taking that leap. Because change of mindset is the very big game. So getting a job and to settle in that job and performing in that role is quite a different ballgame altogether. So you should be prepared in your mind what to expect and what not. So it's not about you will not find uh, the known faces, basically the known language. So
Hmm.
there will be the barrier of technology, there will be the barrier of languages, there will be a barrier in the mindset of the people as well. So you should be well prepared to gel in with the uh, psychological things that the people around you are thinking about. So yeah, so that is what I would suggest the people. So plan well before taking that leap. So if someone has already got the job, congratulations. But the next big thing is just around the corner. So uh,
Yeah. So that, I think culture is one part. What about the getting the apartment or
that
other things as well?
So, if you are into a tier one organizations, they generally help you up with all those initial settling down things. They will help out with getting the apartments, giving you the location to stay there for at least 30 to 60 days based on your profile, and help you with the relocation agents to get yourself foot in, as well as the major challenges if you are having kids to get the educational thing sorted out for the kids, because in Ireland you will be getting English schools, but in mainland Europe, every country is having their own language, and they expect the people or the child to speak and learn in that language. So uh, it is not about you only, it's also about your family. So they should be also well prepared in your mind that okay, we can be having to face these kinds of issues regarding the languages, and they need to learn those to be well acclimatized with that. Or
Yes, actually, that's true. See, like you said, okay, getting a job is one part. It's just the beginning. Getting a job is not that difficult, but settling down eventually, because yeah, you will be settled down in terms of in job. You will be speak. You might be mostly you will be getting an English job in the beginning if you don't speak the language. But then yes, you have to make sure that okay. I would not say that okay, you should be sending your kid to the English school. Let's say you are in Germany or Netherlands. It's good idea to send your kids if you are here for the long term. It's good idea to send your kids to a German speaking school or Dutch speaking school, so that they also get mixed up in the environment, they understand the roots, and then they learn with the other kids. If you start sending your kids to a English speaking or international schools, what will happen that okay, mostly you will find the people there from other English speaking countries such as from Australia, US, or somewhere else, who are there for 2 years or maybe 1 year, and then afterwards they'll move back. But if you are there for the long term, then it doesn't make sense. You are not in the right place, your kid is not at the right place for the development or growth in the long term, right? So let's go further. Okay, so so what do you like most about Ireland?
language, and the IT industry out here. You can find out roles which are available always. That's because in mainland Europe, you can see that Frankfurt is one of the key area where if you are from the cloud, that the data centers are basically built out there in Frankfurt. In Amsterdam, you can find Google, Microsoft, but not Amazon. But in Ireland you will be finding it all. So it gives you a much better horizon to work upon.
Explore, yes.
Yeah.
Got it, makes sense. Okay, yeah, in terms of yes, major European headquarters are in Ireland, so that's yeah, that's again, that's a big plus point. So, and I think that's a good idea for someone who is targeting the tier 1 company in Europe. Then yes, Ireland is the place that you should be considering, where you will find all the options there, and then you can plan your search accordingly in a much planned or much better way, right? So okay, now you mentioned a little about the work culture in India, right? And then I think that is the one of the key motivations for most of the guys watching here. So but if I ask you, if you have to differentiate both the cultures, right? What would you say? What you get, and what you don't get, and then what you get in India, what you don't get here. So basically, pros and cons of both the cultures, work cultures.
Work life balance is the first thing that I would rather point it out, like anyone else who is working abroad will be telling you. So, the first thing is work life balance, because here in European countries, people do not expect you to work after your working hours, basically, if you are not into the rotational shifts or like that. But in India, if people always think, okay, you are at the service, so that mindset uh, is a taboo, basically. So that is one con that I would say. But pro that is in India is job security. That's evident because being in a larger economy or an advanced economy also gives you the other thing, that is you can be liable for a layoff any given day. So be prepared to make yourself very much prepared for that, so that you are making yourself one of the key components in the organization, so that you can become the untouchable, uh, quote and unquote, so that if there is any recession or anything like that, people tend to get rid of the people from the advanced economies rather than from India. So India becomes one of the least priorities if people want to get rid of people. So that is one of the pro in India that I would rather like to point out. And the last but not the least, again, I would try to put it as a pro for India, is you will be having some help out here in India, uh, uh, in your daily work. So in European or any other country, you will have to uh, juggle, basically. You have to get into your work, do your daily chores, and everything you have to do it by yourself. So
Figure this
uh,
out yourself. Yes.
yes, so be prepared. So that is what I would
Okay.
rather like to say.
Yeah.
But the another
Mhm.
pro for the advanced economy is that all the first things are done in for
Advanced
US
economics.
and
Yeah.
Europe first. So you can deal with all the latest technologies and everything that are coming from R&D into the first thing. So you may be a part of the R&D team as well, like
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
we generally test for the new things that are coming in, and then we make it public. So, so you can get that leverage to work on the very new things, like in data centers, the liquid coolings, and any the nuclear energy that we are trying to plan for the upcoming data centers. So yeah, those are the things, those are the pros and the cons that I would rather like to point
Okay.
it out.
So yeah, yes, you said that okay, you are on your own, you have to figure out your life, you don't have the domestic help. So that's one of the biggest advantages of being in India. Then work life balance you have better in European culture. So that's a European pro. Then you very well said that okay, you are, let's say there is a crisis, then yes, there is a chance of layoffs higher in Europe or maybe in US compared to India. That's true, but that's also true that you also have a cushion from the government in terms of, let's say you are here for more than a year already and then you lost the job, then government is supporting you, not just in helping you find the job but also financially, whatever salary you are getting, so they will still help you, because you are paying for the social security. If I talk about Germany, let's say somebody gets laid off, then government comes in first and says okay, we will support you in finding the job, and but also we will also be paying you the, let's say, 70% of your last salary, so for your survival for next 1 year until you find the job, because this is another cushion. And I can tell you, I have seen people finding the job maybe in a month's time or maybe in 2 months max, right? They don't juggle so much in terms of, because you have found the job once, so you are capable to find another job in another 1 month. So yeah, there is of course this is an advantage, I would put it in that way, right? So let's go further. Okay. Okay, so like you said that when did you start applying for the jobs abroad?
The year 2021.
If I ask you to be more precise in terms of which month?
Okay, it was in the month of April, and I moved to Netherlands in November.
Okay,
That
so
was my first time, and next time in 2023, I started my search. I think I spoke with you in the month of June or July, basically in 2023, and I landed on with the job in the month of October.
it took you 4 months.
Yeah, it took me around 4 months.
Amazing,
The
amazing.
major time that it takes is post getting the job, getting the visa, getting all those stuff. That takes most of the time, basically.
Okay, okay, got it. So yeah, and you applied, like you said, you applied 5 jobs during that time and got 3 calls, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I would still ask you this question again before joining the CDA. Let's say, were you actually you were not applying for the jobs at all before you enrolled into the CDA?
No, no, no. I wanted to get everything streamlined first, and then, as I mentioned back to you, I wanted to get my CVs streamlined so that there are no heartbreaks. You go on because when people tend to get this rejection mails in their mailbox, they tend to lose their way. Basically. When people sends out around 100 job applications in LinkedIn, it's odd that they will be getting 95 and more mails that someone that this role is not suitable for you, and you will be getting those. And if you get much more mails, I personally think that it sometimes creates a mental barrier. So first, you need to make yourself very much clear on what you want to do, what are the jobs that you will be applying for, and which are the organizations which I got that list from CDA, which generally helps
Hire
people
someone.
with that
Yeah, yeah,
uh, visa thing, because
yeah.
all the companies do not accept people from abroad, so they are not capable enough, or they are not having that benefits from the from the what I can say, uh,
Got it, got it.
the
So
government to hire the people from outside. So you have to first meticulously streamline your search.
got it, got it. So yeah, so what were your biggest challenges when you were looking for the job? If you can mention any kind of challenges you faced during search, could be CV, could be cover letter, could be interviews, or anything else you experienced during the whole
Yeah,
process.
for me, the worst thing that was that going over the ATS screening, because as I had seen earlier as well, the ATS screening is the most difficult part, because they check for at least 80% match in the CVs that are being there in the system with the job profile. So getting the keywords and planning the CV accordingly, adding the cover letters which are having adequate experience and that will be relevant for that job is was the major challenge. So you have to scan through the LinkedIn or Indeed for the jobs. You have to put in the what you can say. You have to search day in day out for the relevant jobs, and you have to match the keywords or the companies where you want to work in the future, where you think that your expertise can be of any help, and there will be jobs in that. So you have to find that out. You have to search for the jobs day in day out, because the first 24 hours are very critical, because if the jobs are more than 5 days, there will be n number of applications and you will be just in the languishing in the bottom. So make sure that you will be in the first if not the first 10, it should be maximum within the first 15. So whenever a job is live in the system, you should be having the Indeed or the LinkedIn open, and there you should be putting up the pop-up alerts, so that whenever a new jobs comes in, you are the first one to make your CV relevant to that job. You can take maximum of an hour, and then put the apply button. It should be in the system. So
Got it.
that
Got
is
it.
the most critical part, the
Got it.
timings.
Got it. Got it. So, like you said, okay, prepare your CV for the job, customize your CV, customize your cover letter for the opening. So, what would be your, let's say, this you saw this opening, right? It could be any company, let's say Google, Amazon, or whatever. You see, okay, it has been posted 1 hour ago. What would be the next step? How would you change your CV to that position? What would be you doing to get that call, to make your CV stand out to get that call? Yeah.
The first of all, you will be finding out the job that is relevant to your profile. That is the number one step. And once you find that, okay, around the 50% is matching with the job that I am doing, then what you should be aligning is that the keywords. You should be checking the keywords that are there in that job listing, and also doing a scan of your CV. The CV that you are preparing should be in the back of your mind. Okay, each and word by word. This is what I have written in my CV. That is not only for the job application, that is also relevant for the job interview, because uh, the people or the job interviewers who are there in front of you will be having only a look into your CV. So you should be very clear on what you are writing in the CV, and uh, each and every word is detailed. So you will be in a position to explain. Uh, uh, that is the most critical thing. So getting the keywords matched, and then uh, I used a tool called Jobalytics. It's available in the Chrome
Chrome
as an
extension.
extension.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you can use that, it will generally, it's a free of cost tool, what I can say, and it will give you what I can say, a kind of a thing that it is matching by so much percentage, and what are the key things that you should be adding to your CV to make it much more appropriate for that given job. So with the help of Sandeep, you can very well get the skeleton in, and then put in the muscles as and when needed. Sometimes you may need the bicep, sometimes you need the tricep.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And thanks for the mention. Okay, so basically, you said that okay, to get that call, your focus was to be mostly relatable to them, by like to score higher on the ATS, and then by targeting the keywords, by talking the skills, what exactly they are looking for. But again, I would say there is one more thing which sometimes people miss out. It's not only about the ATS, because people mostly focus only on the ATS. What they'll do, they will pick up all the keywords from the job description and dump it all in the CV. Then it's not going to help. Maybe you score higher on the ATS. Then let's say somebody has opened up your CV and they are not able to understand a single word in your CV. What would you say to that?
That is what I mentioned. So you will be having the skeleton. You need to figure out a single skeleton, because you are not juggling within the jobs. So you are having around, suppose, 10 years of so you should be having a set job pattern. You have to have a set CV ready, but you will only what you will need to tickle is the words here and there, and the word should be placed in such a way that it should make sense.
Yes, so it should be easily readable and understandable for
Yes,
them.
a person generally takes around 20 seconds to scan across the CV, not more than that. So everything should be there in the first half of the CV, and it should be relatable.
Got it, got it. Okay, can you walk us through the hiring process at all three companies, Amazon, Google, and Booking? How was the interview rounds, step by step?
Okay.
And I would be more interested in Amazon because a lot of guys got the call in CDA. They have attended the interviews at Amazon and also at Google. And Booking.com, we have example, people are already working there in Booking.com, many guys. But yeah, I would say you are one of those who got hired at Amazon from CDA. So I would be interested in end-to-end experience, and then yeah, that would help others as well. Yeah.
Okay, if you say about Amazon, Amazon has a set process for getting people hired. So basically, there are 11, no, what you can say, doctrines, like you have in the Bible. So we generally follow those 11 methodologies very closely. So it's already available in Google, so one can definitely put it in the Google and search for. I will not mention that in details, but one can generally move into the Google and check for the uh, what are the things that are needed for AWS. In Basically, first round is the phones. First round you have to apply for that. After you are screened, your CV is selected. You will be getting a call from a recruiter or a mail from the recruiter asking for your time for a call. So once then the technical recruiter will be calling you across. They will be checking your fitment for that role. What are your motivations and how well fit you are for that. Not only for the role but for the team as well. In Amazon, we generally think of a new hire as the member of the team who can help the team to grow. So there is a bar raiser round that I will be coming in a later part. But basically, in Amazon, people or the recruiters tend to think of the person who is fit enough for the team, not as an individual. So that is the first step. The next step comes in a telephonic round of interview where a person
So,
or a
sorry,
technical.
sorry. I'll stop you here. So you are saying first is the HR round, and then next will be the
No,
cultural
I
fit
will not
round, which
say
you
as a
say.
HR round. It's more of a fitment round, basically, to find out whether your motivations are okay with that standard position, and also how good you are as a person to fit into that role. So that fitment thing is first checked in by the technical recruiters. We have certain parameters that are getting checked while people are speaking, obviously with the help of AI. So whatever you are speaking is getting processed in the back end, and typical scores comes up. So
So that's the fitment round. Next round is the bar raising round, which is a cultural
no,
fit
no,
round.
no, 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 no. The next is the telephonic round,
Okay.
where your technical expertise for the wider role is, suppose a person is applying for a cloud position, so he or she should be knowing about in depth the cloud architectures, the migration process procedures. So that fit is around 60 minutes telephonic interview.
It's a
The
technical
next,
core technical round.
that's a core technical round
Okay.
for
Good.
a telephonic core technical round. The next comes the round with couple of other team members, or if not team members, the members from the team with whom you will be working in the future if you are selected. So there will be a couple of more rounds into your technical abilities, as if it is for a program or a project management, your project management abilities. So there will be another couple of round for this technical. The next one, if you are through with this, the
So,
next
so,
one
so
will.
I'll stop you here. So you are saying after technical round there will be couple of project management rounds.
Not only project management at the if you are not applying for a project management role, if you are applying for any technical role, so there will be the technical rounds as well. So we
Okay.
call it a loop in Amazon, wherein there will be three more rounds. People will be or your colleagues will be having a discussion with you on several other aspects. So
Mm-hmm.
on basis of each will be having a specific topic to discuss upon. So there are, as I mentioned, there are 11 things in Amazon which we generally look into a candidate. So each one is given around three sets of those. So the questions will be based on all those three sets, and people will be marking them accordingly. And after the completion of the loop, this is a the loop is around three yes, and there are three interviews in the loop. So after the loop is completed, there will be a bar raising round. The bar raising is a person who is not only from suppose you are applying for a cloud, he or she may be from a typically other any other vertical. So he or she is not having that technical expertise, to be honest with your what you are doing on a day in day out life, but he or she will be checking uh, your fitment, basically whether you will be bringing in new things to the team, whether you will be a value addition. So it is called a bar raising. In Amazon, people tend, or the bar raising tends to think that the person who will be coming in will be at least 50% higher than the level of that existing team. So that is what we call a bar raising round. So after this bar raising round is done, so all the teams will be sitting together there. This is called a debrief session, wherein every person will be putting his or her input on your candidature, whether it is a fit or not. And end of the day, the bar raiser will be the person who will be taking that decision based on the scoring, including the hiring manager. So once you cross this bar raising, then typically the HR will be coming into the place, or the technical recruiter will be coming in, and they will be discussing upon the salary range and what are the benefits and all those stuff, and then you will be getting the hire thing later. So it is more or less 30 to 45 days
Okay,
timeline that you can
got it.
expect.
And you said that okay, those 11, those are in the covered. Those that will be the focus of bar raising round.
Not only bar racing, each and every round,
Okay,
each person will be given a set of three, for an example, to ask question about. Suppose your customer excellence, how close you are working with the customer, how you are biased to serve your customers,
got it, got it,
how frugal you are, basically. So those are the things which generally comes into play.
got it, got
And the
it.
bar raiser will typically look into all those stuffs. He will have the entire span of the thing, and he will try to judge you according to the team that you will be fitting in, whether you are creating a level above or not.
Wonderful, wonderful. And these are the same Amazon principles that people normally talk about, and I have
Yes,
seen those.
those are the Amazon principles,
Okay,
that there
I
are 11
these are written on the
principles.
Amazon website as well. I saw them once, so yeah,
So I do not want to speak about them due to NDAs, but that's why I
mm,
told that people can Google across all the 11
yeah,
Amazon principles. So
got
those
it.
are the key things, and all the questions will be based upon that. And in Amazon, we generally follow the START methodology. So situation, task, action, and result. So you must be aligning your answers accordingly.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, perfect. Now you said that okay, see, you got the help from CDA in terms of writing CV, writing cover letter, right? What was the process like? Was it smooth for you, or how was it?
It was smooth. So I got the skeleton. I had my CV. I got it reviewed. There were certain changes that were required, and that was well taken care of. And there I went through.
Okay, and how did you refer the CDA interview videos for preparing for those interviews?
I did, but at the same time, I generally went into more specific, because when I'm going into Amazon, I
You
mostly
need
went
to,
into the.
yeah, yeah, got
Yeah,
it.
I had to make
Specific
it
to Amazon.
much more focused, rather not on the wholesome, but I have to be very much focused on how Amazon goes. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But those interviews helped you in any possible way to prepare for the
So
interview?
yeah, basically you need can get to know about how the things go ahead in the abroad markets, how you should be lining yourself up. But when you are getting selected for a particular organization, if it is a tier one, tier two, it does not matter. You should be looking in depth in the YouTube. There are sessions which are available, YouTube, in any other social media, where you can be looking into what kind of questions you may ask, you may face, and what are the model answers, so that you can build upon.
Got it.
CDA can be a building block, but you have to get your rooms built according to your own design.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Yeah, you get the direction, and then you have to embed your profile, and then go accordingly. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. I think we are at the last part of the session. Afterwards, we'll be having the Q&A. So yeah. So how is the job market right now in Ireland and EU for the international professionals?
What I can say is that the job there, if you go into the LinkedIn, you will obviously find out jobs in the tier one organization. but you have to also take into consideration the geopolitical situation that is happening out there across the world. So you have to be very much cautious about your approach. You have to not only go ahead and click the apply button for every job, but you have to be very specific. Get your skills sharpened. Basically, that is what you are marketing through your CV. So first of is this your skills set should matter, and then go ahead because there are jobs, not to that level that was during the COVID or just post COVID, but there are.
So
I
yeah,
do
it's
not want
possible
to
someone
dishearten
is
anyone,
prepared.
but
Yeah.
there are jobs, but you have to be planning
So
meticulously.
that, yeah, like you said, you have to plan and you have to approach. And if you think, okay, you have the skill set, so it's possible to get the calls and getting hired.
Yes, 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 yes.
Got it. Got it. Fine. So, any specific industries where Indian talent is, or Asian, or you can say outside European talent is, has more advantage when looking for a job in Europe?
IT, finance, IT, and and the last part is what I can say is that there are certain specific domains where people can, like the chefs. The Michelin star chefs are of huge demand in anywhere in Europe. So if they can apply for the relevant jobs, because there are a huge lot of jobs for the uh, culinary specialists, as well as in certain economies like in the Netherlands there are jobs for people who are into the supply chain management as well. So you have to check for that as well. Now you have the leverage of chat gpt and deepseek to route your searches.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So, what will be the top three advice or advices will you give to someone looking for a job abroad? Not just about CV, not just about the cover letter, not just about interviews. Could be anything personal, professional. If let's say I am looking for a job, what would you say to me? Top three things that should be on my top of the list if you want, if I want to get a job abroad.
First you have to think your mind. So if you think that okay, this is the time, you have to make the leap. So you should be very much convincing within you, okay, this is the right approach that I am taking. There is no returning
Going
back.
back.
So
Yeah.
that is, and also your family matters, because if you are a married person with a kid, it becomes even more difficult, because it is not only about you, it is also about your family to get themselves accustomed uh, to the new social structure as well. The number two thing that I will have to, you have to keep aside the Indian mentality, and start afresh, because you have to do everything and everything all by yourself.
Amazing.
Yeah, and number three is that getting a, again I would reiterate, getting a job is not, is just the beginning. Settling in the job is the second most important thing. So you will be finding people from various region who are having separate mentalities, who may not be very much what I can say good to you. At the same time you have to work with them, so you have to train yourself in such a way that you are agnostic of anything or everything that is happening around you, but at the same time you have to be a good team player just to get everyone gelling up together. So getting this mindset ready, and to keep growing is much more important. That's why I'm reiterating, getting job is just the beginning. To well
Yes.
settle in a job is way more interesting and way difficult.
Got it. Got it. Amazing. That's wonderful. Let's move to the Q&A session. So I'll start by the questions. Guys, please write down the questions in the chat if you want to ask something. I'll take the question live here. So, for example, first question is from Viranji. He's asking that okay, how was the interview, how was your interview process like? I think you have already answered this, you have explained this, you have already explained this. So why did they select you particularly compared to other people?
First of all, what I will say, Viranji, is that your CV must speak about yourself. So your role, you should be applying for only those roles which are much more inclined, as I have mentioned earlier as well. So you should not be you are working as a what I can say, a scrum master, and you are applying for a technical lead role. No, that should not be. You should
Mhm.
only be applying for the job that is much more relevant, and in that way, it is evident that you are caring about your growth and how much you can make an impact to the organization. That is the most important thing that you must tell to the interviewers. It's not about you; it's about the both ways.
Got it. So you at the end you have to be like you have to develop that connection and be relatable. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. So and I think it also answers the next question from Virenji, which says where did you focus to be selected? So it's the same thing, right?
yeah.
Okay. Let's go further, guys. You can put down the questions if you want to ask something. I'll take your questions if you have something. So let's go further. And that's an interesting one again from Virenji. So I don't know if you have answer to this. So let's say let's answer this. I would say, how much,
You should not use use.
I'll change this question. How much time did you spend on each application? I'll ask this question in that way.
You have to at least spend couple of hours or more on each application, because it's not about the count of application that I have already mentioned. It should be about the quality.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, it should always be about the quality. So you have to make your CV much more aligned. You have to check whether the keywords are matching, whether in the first half of the CV you are appealing to the interviewers. So it's not only about the uh, count; it's also matters about the quality. So you should be at least spending a couple of hours just to uh, think about what may be your strong points.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. There is one question. The person is saying that okay, that's an interesting one actually. The person is saying that okay, if you want a job at any company, then your past experience should not be same into your future. How do you answer that?
Company will take you in his or her role based on your experience. So he or she will be only looking in what you have done and how relevant it is for your new role. With if you are applying within your organization, you can move into lateral ways. But when you are going into a new position, take place yourself in the position of a interviewer, whether you will be hiring a absolutely new person who does not know anything about cloud into who is into marketing into the cloud for getting a technical solution designed. I don't think it should be. So you can build your bridges once you are there in that organization. There are ample lot of ways that you can grow. But
Yeah.
when a person is looking into your CV, he or she generally looks into the experience that you are having, that you can showcase and bring the quality back to the organization.
I think I would like to specify this answer a little bit more so that yeah people understand more clearly. So like for example, I'm working as a data analyst, right? And I have the skill set such as Power BI or Tableau. Now I'm working into the finance side into Power BI Tableau, working on the reporting part of the organization. Let's say there is a position where I have to apply as a reporting professional, but it's more of a reporting not on the financial side, but it could be any other kind of reporting where Power BI and Tableau are required, right? So, in that sense, what Basabjit means is that your Power BI and Tableau skills are still relevant when you are applying for that job, though your industry or domain is changing, but your technology, your skill set is still relevant. If you don't have that experience into Power BI or Tableau, then you will not get that call. So that makes sense. You must have the, you are also right to some other extent, whosoever is has asked this question, that okay, your domain cannot be same, but yes, there has to, your core skill set must be same, then only it's possible, otherwise no one will be interested. It's not possible or easy because sometimes people come and ask me, okay Sandeep, I'm working as a mechanical design engineer and now I want to become a data scientist, so I have finished this master into data as a data scientist, so next day I want to work as a technical manager into data science. That's not, that's that's a dream you are having, right? So you have to go step by step. If you are a design engineer, then you have to, you have done this, you have finished your course, then you have to go step by step, embed your some of your learnings from your data science course into your day to day job, and then eventually start taking up more responsibilities, then only it's possible that okay, eventually you can go into data science. So your existing experience is always relevant to when you apply for such jobs. Yeah, let's go further. I think, yeah, there is another one. So my technology is marketing cloud and marketing automation with 4 years of experience. I'm confused in which country I will target, like Dubai or Europe. Need your guidance. So, uh, like Basbjit, you want to answer or shall I answer this?
Oh, you can go ahead
Okay.
because I'm not into marketing, so I will not
Yeah.
be a concerned person for
Yeah.
that.
So yeah, if you're into marketing, for example, marketing cloud, I understand you might be into Salesforce marketing cloud, and then when you say marketing automation, that could be Zapier, or that could be Adobe marketing automation, right? So yes, both the profiles are in huge demand. Doesn't matter you look for Europe or UAE. Both the regions, both the Middle East and Europe, both are having good number of jobs. But yes, compared to Middle East, countries such as Germany, Netherlands, Poland, UK. So these will be having more jobs into such profiles compared to Middle East. But I wouldn't say that okay, it's not possible in Middle East. So it's 100% possible there as well. Yeah. Okay. Let's go further. I think there was a question related to Ireland. I want to take that up. Okay. Yeah. So were you focusing only on Ireland, or were you also targeting other countries? How did you finalize the decision to finally move to Ireland?
So, as I mentioned earlier as well, my focus was in Europe, not on the country, but on the specific companies which generally give this sponsorship visa. So, where my skills are relevant, like I had been in my data center design and development. So, I generally targeted that organization where this is required and where they are having openings, so irrelevant of the location. So my first preference was always Netherlands, and Ireland I chose because of English, because it will be much easier for my family to get uh, used to.
Got it. And I think it's a good idea that okay, you are looking at Europe as a one country, right? And then you're looking at Europe at one country, and you are being choosy to specific profiles, right? It's a bigger market to target, and then you are more relatable to the jobs, whatever. So don't just say okay, I want to get a job in Germany, I want to get a job in Ireland or Poland. But yes, of course, you might have personal preferences. I don't want to go to Poland. I don't want to go to any other country. But yes, if you can shortlist 4 to 5 countries and then treat it as a single region where you want to get into, then yes, it will be much more easier because jobs will be much more compared to one country, right? Makes sense. Okay, so there is, I think I should answer this question. Is there any scope of digital marketing in UAE? So I would say it depends. Yes, digital marketing is in demand, but if you come from the functional side, then not having any knowledge around marketing such as Google Ads, Facebook Ads, even not on the strategy side would be difficult. But yes, if you're on the strategy side, if you're onto the execution side, campaign setup, strategy planning, the whole conceptualizing the idea of marketing in terms of when you're launching something new, then yes, demand is huge. If you don't have those skill set, then it would be difficult. So just see from which area you come from, so according to that you can see. Okay, there is someone asking, okay, I'm having 15 years of experience into university level teaching in computer science and engineering. So Manikandan, I would say, I don't know if you are talking about research or just the teaching. So if you are into teaching, I would say yes, you need to learn any specific language, whatever you are targeting, and then check the requirements of the country. what specific additional degrees they are looking for. You have to make sure, okay, you are eligible to teach in those countries based on their specific requirements for teaching, right? So that's what I would say. Let's go further. Okay, that's a very good one. Okay, were you focusing on your search only for those companies which you already aware of offering relocation assistance, or were you focusing on your dream companies in general? What was your approach?
As I mentioned during my first part, that I got that list of organizations which generally get this relocate, not only relocation. The first part is the visa sponsorship, because you are coming from India or from South Asia, so you will be needing a visa. So you have to find out in general which are the uh, organizations which have that power to get your visa sponsorship done. So then you can focus on the dream companies. But first of all, you have to just look into the list of the organizations which can generally sponsor. So you should be starting from that.
Got it. Got it. Okay, that's a very good question. What is the difference between getting a job in India and Ireland?
I- every the day one in every organization is a matter of fact, it's an achievement in itself. So yeah, the difference in landing a job in India, because we started from the what you can say, the campus. From campus we got hired, so we started our journey in that way. But we shifted our jobs in the midway. So there are challenges in India as well, but the challenges in Ireland or in whole the Europe is different, because in India you will not need any kind of visa or sponsorship attached to it. You can get a very good role, and you can work. Uh, you can go and work from anywhere. You are not tied to XYZ companies. But when you are going to this US or UK or anywhere in Europe on Australia, you have to target only those companies who are eligible for sponsoring you. So it becomes much more narrower. So even if you see that in organizations there are very good roles, but those are not there for the people who are not from European Union or the likewise. So your search becomes much more narrower.
Got it. Got it. Okay, that's another one. So yeah, what is the scope of a job as a Power BI specialist, data analyst, business analyst with expertise in Power BI, 2.8 years of experience? I think I can answer this one. So Power BI is one of the top skills which organizations are badly looking for. So if you have that skill, having 2.8 years of experience, and if you're really good in that, being a Power BI reporting professional, being a data analyst, or being a technical business analyst into Power BI or Tableau, then yes, demand is huge across Europe, Middle East, Singapore. There's a great possibility. We have multiple examples in CDA who got hired in that profile. That's what I can say in quick, short, two sentences. Yeah, let's go further. Okay, so okay, yeah, Driga has something again. So, do they give visa sponsorship and relocation assistance?
It depends. The tier one companies generally give.
Okay, got it, got it. Okay, so yeah, and yeah, someone is asking, okay, taxes are much higher, so how, like, is it worth moving or not?
That is
Comparing
a
the cost of living and all.
Yeah, that is the thing that I've mentioned, that you have to think about yourself in your mind first, whether you want to get this leap or not. So once you are there, there is no point of turning back. Yes, the obviously the taxes are huge. The cost of living is rising day in day out, but at the same time, you have to think about the job satisfaction, the work-life balance, and also the future of your family. So if you tend to look into all those, I am not demeaning my land, but at the same time you can always get a bigger horizon for the upcoming generations. So you have to take all the pros and cons into thing.
Makes sense, makes sense. But again, I have one point of view to add on to this is that you have worked into India, right? You have seen how much competition is there and how much market is saturated at this point of time. So definitely coming from Indian market, having that technical skill set where the Indian talent is actually valued in Europe. They see a great potential and people are rising up into the roles in the hierarchy. So you have a growth opportunities more in Europe or in let's say in Middle East or Singapore. So I think yeah, from that perspective, it makes sense rather than struggling with the competition.
Competition is also here as well, because it's not only with the Indians. It's you have to compete with every other nationalities. But given the work that we do in India, the way that the way we grill ourselves in day out life, it makes us much more suited basically.
Okay, it makes you the right fit for the European market.
Yeah, yeah,
Got it. Got it. Okay, that's a really more relatable question to you. Maybe yeah. It's like
yeah.
he has 15 years of experience and then 6 years into DevOps and AWS cloud. How's the opportunities for him into EU, Dublin, UK, and how? That's a very interesting question. I get this a lot. How much time can it take? Yeah.
Yes, this is typically a very good question. 6 years in DevOps and AWS cloud is a very good experience. So there are opportunities. You have to scan the LinkedIn Indeed, because these are the two prime locations where the organization generally key in their new openings. And along with that, you have to also target the key locations or the key companies that you think that there are jobs in that, like Amazon, Google. You go into their career site and check for the relevant jobs and go ahead. There are openings, which I can say there are openings, but you have to align yourself accordingly. But and on the timelines, if you are getting selected, basically it takes around 3 to 4 months to get the visa and get you ongoing. So that's the timeline that you should be thinking about once you land up with the opportunity. And if you are starting afresh, then it takes a lot more time, because you have to align your CVs and everything accordingly and wait for it.
Okay, that's another question related to similar to your profile. For example, this person is into IT infrastructure, working for more than 10 years now, and he's looking to move to Europe as a IT infrastructure professional. What would you say? What he can do basically, given his experience, what are the possibilities for Europe?
Just give me a second.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah, sorry. I had to respond to someone. Yeah, sorry. Okay, yeah. 10 years experience, and man, I manage. I'm origin from India. I'm looking. Okay. Again, I will ask you not to just confine your search to any given European country. You think Europe as a whole, and there are opportunities in IT infrastructure in Netherlands, Germany, Poland, as well as the infrastructure is also growing in Madrid, Zaragoza. So you have to take Europe as a whole. So so long as the job that you are applying for is relevant to your skill.
Got it. Got it. Okay. I don't know if you can answer around risk and compliance. I'm sure you are aware.
No.
Okay. So yeah, risk and compliance. I would say it depends. What's your profile? So I have more than 18 into investment banking. Okay. In that case, I think you are on the operations side. Yeah. In that case, I would seriously recommend you to apply for opportunity card visa because you are coming from a banking side. So as an operational side, risk and compliance, KYC, they expect you to have the experience or knowledge into GDPR or privacy policies, right? AMLD, for example, as well. So from that perspective, yes, having opportunity card visa, because we have an example. There was a banker who had the job seeker visa and then who came to Germany. Eventually, he found the job in just 2 to 3 months. So yes, Ravinder, in your profile, opportunity card visa is really required. You can apply for 6 months or 1 year. Now you have both the options. You can choose, and then yeah, it's possible. Okay, so actually, Driga has really good questions. I would say, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is the chance of getting a job in Germany as a Power BI professional in a month? Okay, one being the lowest and 10 as a max. You want to answer or shall I answer this?
German is your backyard.
Okay.
Sandeep. I
So yeah, Driga, first of all, every journey is different. Let me tell you the example of Basabjit. So he said that okay, he had applied for 5 jobs, got 3 interview calls, right? It is exceptional, first of all, right? It is exceptional. Now, I have seen example. I have, if I ask me, if you ask me the rough number, I have helped more than 1,200 guys get hired internationally across the countries. So if you ask me the experiences of the people, I have seen people applied 100 jobs, attended 7 interviews, got 2 offers. I have seen that. I have seen people applied 1,200 jobs, got 12 calls, got 1 or 2 offers. I have also seen that people applied 2,000 jobs, attended 50 interviews, got 5 offers. But again, it's a matter of every person, every professional, every journey is different. It's the point that how do you put yourself forward, right? So I can bet on your technology, I can bet on your Power BI skill set. Let's say you are good into Power BI, right? And you have great skill set, and then there is a good chance you can get a job in 3 months. But if you don't use the strategy, if I talk about CDA, if you don't use our strategy the way how we are guiding people, it can take 6 months, right? Or it can take 2 months. It's up to you how well you use it, because it's like a it's a program where you implement, we handhold you, we guide you, we provide the reviews, you talk to me live in the group weekly classes. So but at the end you are the person who is driving it. Me and my team are sitting behind you, holding you, supporting you. But at the end, if you don't apply for the jobs, you say, okay, I don't have time. What can we do in that? If you apply for the jobs, you ask us the questions, you bother us 10 times in a day, we'll be there with you. So that's the main point you have to think about. But yes, Power BI, I can bet, yes, it's possible to get a job in Power BI in 2 to 4 months. It's possible, but it's up to you how well you put forward your efforts. Yeah. Okay. Do you have any idea about the sales jobs in Ireland, if by any chance, Rajat?
No, not really.
Yeah.
I'm into core technical, so
Yeah.
sales things I'm not. But the best, as I mentioned, is to look into the LinkedIn and Indeed.
Yeah, yeah.
You will
But
have
just
ample.
yeah, yeah. Just to mention, yes, sales generally is one of the top profiles across Europe, not just Ireland. You talk about Germany, Netherlands, Poland, UK, right? Ireland also. So this is a high demand profile, of course. But again, you have to be smart. When you come from sales, I would say you should try to target multiple industries. Let's say you're coming from IT sales, or you're coming from non IT sales. Let's say you're coming from medical devices sales, from the health industry. I would say, I would also recommend to targeting the jobs into IT equipment sales, because at the end both are the physical products. It's a matter of different industry. Then you have better chances. You have to see how you can, like Basjit already mentioned that okay, you should broaden your horizon by including multiple countries. So in that way, in your domain, you can see okay, can I go into medical devices? Can I go into IT equipment sales? Can I go into other kind of IT sales? So that's one. And considering you come from sales, it's also recommended to apply for opportunity card visa if you're looking for Germany. That will boost your job search process much heavily. So that will help you a lot. It's recommended in your profile. Okay, let's go further. I think Riga, I was saying that being a Power BI professional, your profile is in huge demand. If you put in the efforts, you can get the job in 2 to 4 months. If you don't put in the efforts, you can keep trying for 1 year, you will not get the job. So it's a simple straightforward answer. Yeah. That's another one. Okay, I'm a blue card holder in Europe. What are the chances of getting visa sponsored jobs in Ireland? As Ireland does not consider blue card, uh, my background is 12 years as a Java software developer. Ireland doesn't support the blue card. I was not aware about this.
No,
Okay,
no, no.
okay. So can you answer his question, or how is it?
As I have mentioned, so you can check in the LinkedIn and Indeed. There are ample lot of software jobs that are available. But at the same time, I would rather suggest you to get the PR completed first, because it will give you the mobility, the strength of mobility across the Europe. So uh, if you are already having the PR in Germany, you can definitely check for the jobs that are available, and uh, you have to. apply afresh, basically, because your blue card will not be taken into consideration in Ireland. So Ireland follows a CSCP, that's a critical skill employment program. So that's a separate ball game altogether. So you will have to re-enroll in that program and start afresh. So your time in Germany will not be considered in Ireland. So it will be a fresh start.
Yeah, but yes, it's possible. Let's say he's working in Germany for last
It's
1 year,
absolutely
and
possible.
yeah. He's in Germany for last 1 year, and now he wants to get into Ireland. He's a Java software developer. Profile is in huge demand. So if he applies for the jobs as a senior developer, multiple companies, yes, chances are really high. Yeah. Okay. Let's. This is a very good question. Okay, how to find visa sponsored jobs when searching through LinkedIn or specific website, where to find visa sponsored jobs in data analytics and data science? Basically, sponsored jobs into data science and analytics. That's the question.
Sandeep, I would rather refer it back to you because you have that entire list that can be shared. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm glad that you mentioned about the list. See, this is something serious, guys. I'm going to say. For me, this list is just a list, nothing more than this. Just imagine when I started the CDA. I started the CDA in end of 2020, and I had only 50 companies in that list, right? But I had my strategies with me, which people used, got the calls from, got hired, and that list is keep on growing based on the strategies. People are getting calls. They tell me, okay, I have got the call from that company, and then I have attended the interview there. So this is how we built that list. So from that perspective, list is not important. Being a data scientist and data analyst professional, your approach is more important when you are looking for a job. I would focus on every job posted on the internet or on the LinkedIn, which is matching my profile. At least I'll try to apply where it is posted in English and it is asking English skill set. I would not bother whether they are sponsoring the visa or not. If because there is a reason they have posted it in English, because they are not writing it clearly that okay, they are open to hire from outside, but still they are giving you this signal. So if you do your best job, like Basabjit said, that okay, you build that connection, show to them, okay, I am the one, I am capable, and I have done those things what you are looking forward to, then yes, the possibilities are great. And that, like I said, the list we have built is only through these strategies. Yeah. Okay, let's go further. That's a very good question. Someone is asking, sorry, will they consider 3 months notice period? How much time will it take? So okay, again, so I think he's asking two questions. So can you answer the first part of the question? Like,
so I
is
can answer it. So, Avinash, it does not matter really because the visa things, your work permit will take more than that. So you need not to think it, because my last organization I had 3 months of notice period. It did not bother anything because your visa will take more than that. So you feel free to move ahead.
Okay. And I don't remember your profile, Abinash, but I can tell you one thing. If you come from a profile which is in huge demand, you have great skill set, then yes, again, I was answering to Driga as well. There is no formula, right? It's not something that, okay, it's a matter of, okay, these are the guidelines, these are the steps, right? You have to follow. If you follow them correctly, you get the results faster. It's like, let me take back to your bachelor or masters or to your school. You were studying in the class, you were preparing for your exam, right? If you prepared well, you score 70%, or if you prepare more well, you score 80%, right? If you follow the strategies in CDA seriously and implement them actually on the paper, when you are applying for the job, yes, people do get hired in 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Basbjeet is an example in front of you. He got hired in less than 2 months, if I'm not wrong, right? So there are people who got the jobs in 3 months, 5 months, 6 months. It's up to you how much time are you able to take out in your search. That's the whole idea. Let's go further. Okay, workday finance jobs. So I think what I understand, Vamsi, you are working as a workday financial, more on the operations side. If you are a workday consultant, then yes, profile is in huge demand. If you are not a consultant, you are working as a workday finance as a user, then I would say then I would focus more on the finance profile. Are you working into PNL? Are you working into reporting, budgeting, forecasting? So that will change my answer. So workday consultants are in huge demand. But if you are into PNL side, yes, chances are there, but more efforts would be required. You can also consider applying if you're on the functional, let's say not on the consulting side, then yes, opportunity card visa will also be required, right? Okay, that's a very good question from Purnima. So before moving to Ireland, what are all the things we need to know?
Before moving to Ireland, what you should be taking into consideration is that you will have to get all your PFs and everything well settled. You have to get in the financial things must be settled. Not only the PFs and all those part. There are banking and other details which needs to be taken care of. And also, once you're in Ireland, you will have to find your own accommodation. So you will have to take that into consideration, as well as too you have to search about the taxations and that you should be undergoing, and in that way you will be getting what will be the in hand salary. So you have to plan accordingly. So these are the things that you need to do.
Okay, I'm glad that you have asked this question. You are right that okay, people who sometimes move on the visa are not able to find the job. That's true. That's why we have our clients. I'm so proud to say people living in Europe, people living in Canada, people living in Australia, people living in Singapore are part of the academy, right? So they got hired, so they got the jobs. So it's a matter of following the right approaches, searching correctly, applying with the right methods to get those calls. If you put in the efforts, yes, because we have so many examples. People come following our CDS strategies, not just with the Chanson Karte, but also someone having the Chanson Karte, someone not having the Chanson Karte, people getting hired directly from India without having the visa, right? So yes, Chanson Karte is advantage for the non IT guys specifically. Yes, chances are great. So from that perspective, it's not about people are not finding the job. It's about, are you searching the job correctly? Are you following like developing the right connection? Then yes, you have seen the example. This is my fifth session today, and I'm planning to have many more such sessions. So I want to bring those stories because I always had this complaint from people that okay, you are not showing your success stories. So that is the reason I have started this series. So yeah, I think Basabjit needs to drop now. Maybe I can still take some questions. Yeah, after Basabjit drops. So anyway, thanks Basabjit. Thanks for joining.
Sure.
I know you have to go for your some personal commitments. So thanks for joining. And anyway, if there are more questions, I'll be continuing, and I'll get in touch with you again after the session when you get
If
time.
there is anything that needs my attention, I'm always open. Thank you.
Perfect.
Bye,
Yeah,
everyone.
perfect.
Perfect.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye. Okay. Okay, guys. Yeah, we can still continue with the questions. So we can still continue with the questions. I think I can take few more if you have any. So yeah, Riga says, which is the best country to get English-based jobs across Europe as a Power BI analyst? I would say Germany will have most of the opportunities, English-based opportunities, right? Germany, you can say Netherlands, you can say Poland, you can say Austria, you can say UK. So these are the main countries where you will find the English speaking jobs in Power BI. As I said, Power BI is in huge demand. Yeah, let's go further. Okay, let's go further. Okay, that's a very good question. Someone is asking, okay, I want to, if I apply for the visa, do I need to fly to Europe? Not necessary. There is no restriction mentioned in the visa, but yes, it's good if you can travel. It's also okay if you don't travel, you can keep searching from India. You can show to the employer, okay, I have this visa, I'm applying for this job. If you give me the offer, I can join you in a period of 2 months or 3 months after serving my notice period. So it's a big advantage if you have the opportunity card visa with you. So but it's not necessary to leave your job and yeah, yeah. Okay, the Vishal Kale is there. I think, but I'm absolutely open mind to medicine roles. Some recruiters have mentioned that I seem overqualified to align with JD, which mentions can I tailor my CV? Okay, can I mention six? Can I tailor my CV by highlighting only instead of two? Vishal, I would still say show 12 years of experience. It's not a good idea to hide your experience. I would say just go with 12. That's fine. It's okay. It's not a problem. Like, if you deserve it, you will get the call anyway. So don't worry. I would not underrate myself. Yeah. So that's the same plain simple answer. Okay. I think most of the questions are covered, guys. If you still have any question, you can put in the chat before we close. We are almost done. Yeah. So you still have the chance to put down the questions in the chat before we close. Yeah, I can wait for another few seconds. And if you are on the verge, if you are considering joining the CDA, then you can. We have already like we have so many success stories here. People are getting hired, and then best part is today we are running the discount. We are offering the discount, so you can also take the advantage of that offer going on, right? So that offer going on, so you can take advantage of it, so that yeah, you also be on the path, getting those calls, applying the jobs, getting hired abroad. I think we are done here. I don't see more questions coming in. So in that case, we can close. Thanks for joining. As I said, if you are interested to enroll into CDA, you can also drop us an email to info@coachsandeepkar.com, or you can also write to the email address what is shown on the screen, sandeep@coachsandeepkar.com. My team will love to answer all your questions. You can send your CV for assessment. So we have built so many success stories. 1,200 plus guys got hired in past few years. People are getting calls, getting hired. So you will have a great possibility. So let's close it now. Thanks